Coaching was something I actually fell into a little bit because obviously I actually started playing back in 1978, where you didn't earn a great deal of money in the same way that they do now. I had a bad injury, I had to stop playing. I went to Malta to be a player coach, and I ended up getting into it and really making a big deal of it. So I've been doing it maybe 25 years probably now. Well, first of all, I gathered some experience, but obviously I realised that to be a coach in a formal way, that you had to go and get your qualifications. And the standards of coaching grew, over the last 20 odd years, so qualifications were really, really important. And then I came back to England. I was at university doing a Bachelor of Education, which involved health, physical education and recreation. But at the same time, I was the Youth Development Officer at Leighton Orient, which was challenging, but it taught me a lot. I've got a lot of experience learning how to communicate with different people, different age groups, to make them better and also to make myself better. One of the things I wanted to do is make sure if I'm sitting in front of an interview panel that the one thing they can't say is that I'm not qualified or I have got no experience. And I wanted to make sure that I was going to be top of the list at least there, and the only thing I could do was really fail by not communicating properly during the interview. It was important to understand how to deal with different age groups, because most coaches actually don't work with first team players. Most coaches work with children. During that time, I did my Masters at Brunel University in sports science and sports coaching, which was another area that rounded me a little bit more. All those different experiences helped me to really push on and enjoy it, because if you're working as a coach and you're working with the same age groups and the same people all the time, you can become stale. So having different experiences helps to keep you fresh. As you know, football coaches have a difficult time. If you're not immediately successful, then they move you on. And I went back to actually supply teaching for a little while. A friend of mine rang me up, and his dad, Alan Dix, the ex-Fulham manager, was in a place called Charleston. We got in contact and I went for the interview and I got a job in Charleston in South Carolina. So I had 3 good years there. My son, he was still back in England. It was getting to a point where I probably needed to come back and be with him. And fortunate for me, John McDermott got the job at Tottenham, and we had worked together at the FA. We were always communicating about ideas of developing players and systems of play. And he asked me if I would want to be his assistant at Tottenham. He was going there as the academy manager. And I jumped at the chance, and I've been here for 9 years. I've coached every team at the club, from the development centres at New River to the first team now. Les Ferdinand, he was a massive inspiration for me as regards as a player and as a person, and I'd met him along the way, and he actually pushed me towards Tim. He thought that what I was doing with the youngsters was good, and Tim came along and actually appreciated what I was doing and brought me onto his staff. So being visible, being open to talk to people is a massive, massive part of your learning curve, and a massive part of getting you to where you are. And you have to be credible as well.